Hello, it's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-hosts here. Hi, ladies.
Hello, Mariah.
Hi, YK in the building.
In the building.
Nice shoes, YK.
Oh,
again.
Thank you very much.
A nice dress.
Yeah. Thank you.
Our co-host today, guest co-host. How you doing? Esther in the building.
I'm fine.
Good to have you on the show.
Should I sing for her?
Oh, that would be nice.
Hello, Esther. Yo, how you doing? Yo, any problems? No. Can you solve them?
Yo. Esther is really continental. She's joining us on the show today. Good to have you on. YK, any gist for us?
Well, my brother actually is in none of the papers, so I'll take it in the papers.
Yes, I know you're excited about that. We're all excited.
Thank you. Nima said that we should greet her sister, her junior sister.
Ochua.
It's her birthday today.
Akashat, congratulations.
So, happy birthday.
Nima is not on the show and she's still sending somebody to do shout out for her. Nima, please, mind your business.
She's strong, very strong girl. Woke me up at 4 o'clock. Haka is not in good condition, so she couldn't make it.
How are you doing, Esther? Any gist for us?
Nothing much. I think the traffic in Lagos State is getting better. I noticed my boss got to the office yesterday as early as 7:15 all the way from Aja, and I was, what happened? And he said he has no idea, and school was on. You know, and same thing around the environment.
What about today?
Me, I went to those. I had a meeting on the island for 8 o'clock, I think. So I left the house at 5 o'clock. Now I got the island. I got there at 5:20.
Are you going against traffic when you're going that way?
I mean, I'm supposed to be against. I thought I was like the rush hour traffic. So I left at 5 in the morning. I got there 5:20. I'm like, what the? I started just sleeping in the car. Like, please, somebody, we're used to these 3 hours in traffic. Don't totally take it away like that.
No,
if it's that Aja matter.
That was a different
that
issue.
Lekki,
Aja is a different
what he has done there.
It's a different
Jimmy, how you doing?
No, I have to praise him. If for no other reason, that Lekki road. Because I used to spend 3 hours on that road. So,
I'm doing very well today. I just wanted to mention what I noticed about the entitlement spirit or mentality of a few Nigerians. I don't know how we moved away from there's dignity in labor, hard work will bring reward, to you give someone employment and they're expecting you to still pay them even though they don't work. You open shop for someone, they tell you that I don't have transport fare to go there. Everybody's asking you, good morning, sir, good morning, ma, anything for the boys, rather than just doing their work and, praying to God for them to do better at it. It's a little sad.
It's very rampant. Happy Sunday. I go to
that's
YK.
Happy Sunday,
that's what I'm saying.
YK. A friend of mine.
We shouldn't even pay tax because we are paying tax to
everyone else. A friend of mine put 2 girls in school and put their mother in a hairdressing training school. He just went randomly to the school yesterday and found out the girls weren't in school. Why? The mother got pregnant a 3rd time, had a 3rd child. She's pregnant again with a 4th child.
You put it on Instagram. I saw it.
Wow.
I don't understand.
Mikey, a woman asked me for money the other day. She had I think a 2.5-year-old. She was pregnant. No, she had like a 3-year-old. She was pregnant and she was carrying a baby.
Can you imagine?
I honestly wanted to slap her face. But I just said, you know what? Let me just move away from this place because I was really angry. I wanted to ask why.
Why?
I have actually come across a joke of a man begging for money with a guy who was in the car, and the guy gave him 500 naira and he said, hey bros, thank you, and he left. And in 15 minutes he came and noticed that he was trying to beg again. So I just gave you money. Say, oh, but you are at another location, so I can beg for this.
These things happen. Let's take a break now. When we come back, look at the front pages of the newspapers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back. So we're going to start with the Punch. Some abducted Chibok girls refused to be freed, says negotiator. Released girls to undergo spiritual rehabilitation. Others, says presidency. Jonathan okayed swap of Boko Haram commanders for Chibok girls back in 2014. Workers hail Ogumodede's emergence as OAU Vice Chancellor. GE donates 200 wagons, 20 locomotives to Nigerian railways. Oshimbajo congratulates French president-elect Macron. Ambade bans VIO from Lagos roads. Death toll in Benue farmers herdsmen clash hits 15. Power firms managers are what inflated contracts to relatives, says Fashola. Reps summon Ngige over mass sacking by telecom firms. Lagos DPO kills apprentice during raid on birthday party. Suswa militia leader Ghana behind Benue killings, and the seized $15 million. Patient Jonathan's suit suffers a setback. The human angle, this young boy, Jamiu, that died.
Yes. So Jamiu went to his friend's birthday party, and policemen who were surveying the area came. When they found out that it was a birthday party, they left. Around 7:30 p.m. they came back with sirens blaring and gunshots in the air.
Chasing them.
People at the party were scared. They ran away. One of the policemen,
the DPO specifically,
I'm going to pick his name from the newspaper again, chased after Jamiu and some other people, shot Jamiu at close range. A bullet hit another guy in his hand, and then once they realized that Jamiu had been hit, they ran away.
Now, these guys went to the birthday boy,
celebrants,
and his brother went to the police station, and they tried to complain. They sent them away. They went to another police station. They were sent away.
Exactly.
They went back again, and they said the secretary or someone, a woman, came out to say that the guy was a wanted person, that they had been looking for him. And
they had a case against him.
He had a case against him.
And I said it's just a young, with a 22-year-old,
23-year-old
boy.
The name of the GPO was Mohammed Yakubu.
No, I want to say, if you even have a case against this guy, do you have to kill him?
In this, you see, I was really heartbroken when I read this article, because they are police are doing so much work, trying to redeem their image, to change their image, make us feel as though they're working for us. But now, when things like this happen, you just want to hate
the police.
Yeah.
They are supposed to be out.
Because how do you go kill a young boy?
23.
He's learning sewing. He goes to work 9 a.m., comes back at 5:30 in the evening, does his own work. I mean, he's a kid. And even if you have a case against him, why don't you arrest him? Find somebody to disarm him or something.
It's as simple as that. It's arrest. There's no need to shoot.
What happens to
they were not
bullets?
armed. They were not armed.
At a birthday party.
There is nowhere in the
story
punch that says these boys at the party were armed. So it's illegal to shoot an unarmed person anyway.
So very sad.
So just so that now that I've talking about it, that's it. We're not good. Probably not going to hear about this again.
That's it.
Yeah, because they went to one Mrs. Raji, and she was saying she now met in a closed door meeting with the DPO, who said they were cult members.
Imagine.
It's rubbish. Moving on to The Nation.
Yakubu's
is Jamiu.
Who is the culprit? Right. May Jamiu's soul rest in peace.
He's been buried already because due to Islamic rights. Makarfi's PDP under fire for Chibok girls' comment. Ngige, no funds to pay workers. Federal government to discos. Nobody forced you to buy power assets.
Yes, so.
And DPO kills fashion designer, injures others. So Makarfi PDP under fire. Did you guys read that story?
Yes.
Esther, go ahead, please.
Okay. My own grouse is, why is the opposition...
What did the paper say?
Story.
Okay.
What happened?
Now, the Chibok girls, we had 82 that were released just on Saturday here, and the Markafi faction of the PDP came out to say, okay, this is not right, because these perpetrators, the 5 that you release, you swap for these girls, they are supposed to be in... Let me even read what Makarfi said. We do not think that exchanging innocent girls for hardened criminals like the terrorists is the right approach.
Okay.
Sheriff's angle is faulting the idea that the swap of Chibok girls with Boko Haram prisoners is not necessary
at all.
However, PDP government actually initiated this swap deal.
The swap deal.
Now, is this supposed to be an issue that they should bring themselves out to talk about right now?
What do you think should have been the right thing?
Now, looking at the federal government during the PDP, well, this happened in 2014, April. Now, looking at that, all through till 2015, we didn't have one girl being rescued. Now we have about 21,
over
100 being released now. They don't have a say.
Let me hear Tumoke's thoughts, because you're saying you don't agree. You agree with Makarfi.
I just want to say, I remember very clearly at that time when the PDP were negotiating with the terrorists.
Yes.
Everybody came out to say this is wrong. You don't negotiate.
God bless you,
terrorists.
YK.
This. But suddenly it has become acceptable, and that is
God
where I have
bless you,
my
YK.
I guess you are coming to the reality.
Is it convenient for us to say that because we're not the parents of this
No,
girl?
Mayo.
Is it really convenient?
I remember people saying that to me
exactly,
at the time.
Right.
Now, so this is it. It's between a rock and a hard place. What do you do to get back these girls? But I think that if you continue in this regard, if you arrest anybody for any criminal thing, what they need to do is just to go and kidnap someone else. So you're sort of like putting a stamp on their criminality. They ought to be brought to book.
But from what we've read, because especially with what the negotiator is saying, is that they're also trying to negotiate for the release of other girls, not only the Chibok girls, and also to even stop suicide bombing.
Yes.
Going forward.
In another article, the vice president was saying that, so the further negotiations is to say, stop even the suicide bombing. Now, you don't negotiate.
Can you
with
get
them.
Yes.
What exactly is it that they want?
Did you see the implication on these girls?
Hollywood movies have told us several times, we don't negotiate with terrorists. But in reality, I think we should trust our government to make the right decisions. If they said we're going to negotiate, now, if they have taken back 82 girls, a lot of families are reconciled with these children. I think we should trust the government too to ensure
the
that it doesn't happen.
What about this?
What about the implication?
Okay.
What about the implication? These girls didn't want to come back. They were already getting attached to these people.
In reality, in the Hollywood movies, it is they actually negotiate, because if you watch that Madam Secretary or something, they are always negotiating with the
And let's move on. We don't have a lot of time. Moving on to Vanguard. Federal government in talks with Boko Haram to end suicide bombings. We talked about that. Ikoyi students molestation will deal with culprits decisively. NAPIMS, Shell, Total, Egypt, and disagree over $10 billion gas project. And let's see, mixed reaction to Buhari's medical trip. Right, so we talked about Boko Haram already still negotiating. Moving on to Daily Sun. Despite claims of abating recession, Nigeria broke, declares federal government. Why we can't pay salaries, says Minister. Femi Kuti breaks world saxophone record. Yay! Khan gives ultimatum to end herdsmen killing in Benue, Kaduna, and Plateau State. And Iowa's eldest son, Ken, dies. Ambode sacks VIOs from Lagos roads. Appeal court. OK's Rivers Judicial Panel established to probe Amechi, and Chibok girls released. Government PDB clash over swap deal. So let's start with Yannikuti's information.
Femi Kuti, not Yannikuti.
And was it announced it now? Was that
you know, that's the thing about social media. You will put something and then when I just I just put it innocently and then
so put that on your Instagram page. It makes the front pages.
Yes, Femi on Sunday broke the record. He'd been going trying to break Kennedy's record for a while, and finally he succeeded on Sunday, and the whole of Shrine just erupted. But after that, some people started telling him that, oh no, there's a van something in Germany that did 47.5. So he said, okay, I'm going for 50 minutes now.
We're watching.
But please, I want to praise Ambode for removing those people.
I don't think that caption got it well. They are going for retraining because some of the things that they've been doing that is not right. Removing
they have removed them for now. Because of their overzealousness. They have caused, thank you.
How we wish Governor Ambode can also remove the police for their overzealousness and killing Jamil and bringing Lagos State Police. Honestly,
federal.
We know. I'm just
he
saying
has no power
we are
for
praying,
that
we are believing God
but
for
he has power for VIO.
How can the police go and kill a young
all the downfall drivers, they will vote for him next time.
So honestly,
Mariah, we have to run off. But Nigeria was saying, the federal government yesterday was saying that we are broke, that we cannot even pay arrears of salaries. That's what they said, Mariah. That's what this article in this song says.
That's what Daily Sun painted it as, but that's not what Ngigo was saying.
What did Ngigo say?
It was Kemi Adeosun who said it too, that we don't have money. So Saraki was in this closed door meeting. He now said that let's find amicable ways that we can settle all the parties that are agreed.
And they're coming back today to have that meeting to see. Moving on, that's all we can take on front page review. When we come back, did you hear about a man who raped a 6-month-old baby in Kano State? Very pathetic story. And later on, let's talk marijuana and its effect on mental health. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So a Kano State-based businessman has been arrested by the Kano State Police Command for allegedly raping a 6-month-old baby girl, with the full support of his wife. According to the report that we read, the man and his wife had been childless since they got married, and in their quest for a baby, they visited a native doctor who advised the husband to sleep with a 6-month-old baby girl for them to have their own children. So the wife went to her friend's house and took the infant on the pretext of looking after the baby. And when she got home, she reportedly held the baby down while her husband raped the girl. Now, this obviously is a pathetic story, and it's important we discuss it so you know what's going on out there. So we are careful. It's your view, let it count. So you can call us on 070-80668014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag your view TVC so we can read your tweets. Waiki, when you read the story, what came to mind?
I was shocked. You know, I was just trying to imagine a grown man with a 6-month-old baby. You know, I had a daughter, so like, it's unimaginable.
But it's important. Yeah.
I was telling you, because you and I were speaking this morning, I was telling you about crime of passion, because you said you would shoot the man down. So I said, well, that is crime of passion.
Right.
And it is totally understandable, because if it happens to my own child, I don't know how I will react.
Right. It's interesting. The first lady has actually been there to see the baby.
Yes.
And the Emir Sanusi has actually gone there to see the baby and to help to make sure that everything is all right with the bills. I think a Good Samaritan actually paid the bills, the medical bills of the baby. So this is a real life story. Yes, Jumake.
I wanted to bring out the man's name.
Right.
We need to be naming these people to be shaming them. He's a 30-year-old Muktaka Mohammed. And he's a rich man. When he was arrested, guess what? He hired 10, not one, lawyers to defend him. Unfortunately, the poor girl's parents are poor. So they do not have any lawyer. They do not have any defense. So I'm happy that the president's wife, Aisha Buhari, has gone visiting the baby, and the federal government is taking up the hospital bill. I'm happy that the Emir of Kano, you remember this 14-year-old girl that was adopted, and people were insinuating at the time that because the Emir was quiet, he gave them the impetus, like, we can do it. Now, Mariah, we're talking about rape yesterday, about young students raping their colleagues in school. But when you have men like this who are the examples in the society, and women who are accomplices, what do you think the young ones will do?
You know, when I saw that story, what caught my attention was the fact that lawyers, 10 of them, haven't heard that story, could sit down and say, I would fight this case. Well, and what came to my mind is, where have we gone wrong? Where's our morality? And number two, it brings about culture. Excuse me, what makes it that you don't have a child, and raping a 6-year-old child will give you a child? A 6-month-old child, and your wife could bear it. She wants a child to hold a baby, and you rape her.
You know, I think the worst part of that story was that it was the wife that went to go and carry the child. Her friend's child. She went and said, let me help you look after your child, for her husband to rape. I think she is even more guilty than the husband.
And she's a woman.
But you know what this reminds me of? Of the woman who went to go and pay, she had fibre for 14 years, paid 70 million to his pastor to help, not even the pastor, to pray. The point is that we have issues. Everybody got issues. But you gotta meet Babalawo, you gotta meet prophet, you gotta meet prophetess, you gotta meet pastor, all sort of things just to get what you want. What happened to the Quran? What happened to the Bible that you read?
What happened to your prayer? Just prayer. Because if you pray,
we cannot,
whatever you are looking for, you will see it.
But even though it tarries, but does it give you the right to go and look for?
Where there is no law, one, and where people get away with lawlessness, sin will tarry. Sin will strive. we need to make sure on this case, number one, the babalawo
is going.
Who told someone to go and rape a 6-month-old is arrested.
6 months.
And
has been arrested.
I'm saying should be arrested. Yeah. The wife who carried, in fact, the guy who perpetrated the act should be third in line. Babalawo first. Wife who adopted the baby secondly.
Let's look at the court. What's the highest punishment that can be given to that man?
For rape, 14 years.
What's the highest?
14 years.
So tell me, why would someone do the next thing? And even let's even imagine that we even have the death penalty for this.
How is Lagos is 14 years old? I don't think nationally is 14 years old. I'm not sure how to confirm.
Let's Sharia. They may cut off that
I'm
thing.
saying, let's imagine we even have the highest level of death penalty.
From what,
how many of them go?
From the article we read, actually, the Kano State government is actually looking for life imprisonment, which is good. I think I have a call. Yakub, are you there? Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. I just say something about just a minute. Jimto, good morning. Yeah, I want to put it to you, yes, okay? I think God forbid, if you were the mother of those children, I can tell you this, you will likely tell the federal government that they should do whatever they can to bring your child back. You don't want to know whether they exchange the criminal or whatever they like they exchange. All what we need is the girl. Thank you. But
I agree with you.
Okay.
Come to this question.
Right.
You see, for me, to me alone, I would say the man in question should be death penalty. That is not because if you can go ahead and rape a 6-month-old, what is the enjoyment you want to do?
It's not enjoyment, it's for his child. He's looking for his child.
He's
a means to an end.
Yeah.
That's the problem I'm having. See, it's the motive that I have a problem with, not even the act of the fact that everybody has problems and some clown somewhere will tell you, oh, you need to sleep with this.
It shows our level of civilization.
So it's really, that's the painful part of it, where we are constantly looking for solution, pillar to post. You go to MFM today, you go to Redeem tomorrow, you go to Mountain, you know, all sort of places looking for one miracle.
But I think all these people need to be held responsible. All the pastors, the imams, the babalawos, all of them. Because when you start giving people, and you see, because we have this mentality, your babalawo or your pastor or your imam is the one telling you the right thing, you will go and perpetrate this evil.
So what if the imam, Abi, the babalawo, said that the man should go and kill somebody? Would he have killed somebody?
Yes. Killing someone and raping a 6-month
difference.
Oh baby, what's the difference?
Let me take
that child could have died.
People do money rituals, just to get money. They kill.
They remove eyes. You didn't hear about people's heads. Eyes.
Let's take this call. Thanks for calling. Are you there?
Yes.
Morning. Go ahead, please.
My view in this matter is so simple. I think we just need to stop so many things out of this our beloved country. We need to forget about what we want most time and think about who we are getting it from.
Right.
You get, this man is rich. Have you not considered going to the hospital and checking what is wrong with you and your wife? You don't have the baby, and you're not succumbing so low to meet the babalawo or whoever that is telling you to rape a 6-month-old baby. This man should have not even smelled the court. Sorry, I am saying something. This man should have not even gone to any police station.
Augustine, thank you.
This man should have just been castrated immediately.
Right.
Augustine, both the wife and the...
Right. You're very correct. I think we all agree that it's bad. But as I said earlier, I want us to go back to the reason, because that's really what's pushing people to do. Also, this is one of raping a 6-month-old. There are other things. Remember Obasanjo's wife?
Yeah.
Who told her not to get married because
the pastor told her that somebody was going to die. People
would die and the marriage would go with so many pain and all that kind of stuff. So these are things people do just because of what they want.
Of what they believe from their spiritual leaders.
Other Matthew says, God of mercy, the man should be castigated and burned alive, including the wife plus the babalawo too. Tense for real. I swear I will kill the man. What nonsense! I'm so angry right now.
We don't want to encourage anybody to kill anybody, please. That's not what.
Well, I'm just reading the tweets.
Okay.
Where is the mother of the baby? What was she thinking, allowing her friend to take her baby away? We need to learn from this.
Yeah. Let me take a call from Ikorodu. Cosman, are you there? Thanks for calling.
They don't that law. They don't normally adhere to it. You see, raping 6 months old girl in the court that you are looking for a child is absolutely bad and it's a sin. You must dealt with. You know, it's very, very uncalled for. The babalawo, I think we have to scrap them. You know, there are things, even if they are looking for a child, I think there's a way to do it. They go to government, they seek for child. There are some things they do from the government that they will give them a child, to the motherless babies and all the rest of them. Not to. In fact, you have to prosecute them. Absolutely not to keep them alive, because this is a sin, totally sin.
Totally agree with you, Cosman. Very true.
Not only Babalawo, even pastors tell people to. You remember one woman, one celestial church that tied up a girl because they said she was a witch. Right. Tariq's rule says the Sharia law verdict for this sin is stoned to death, but I know they will never want to toll that direction. Reverend says these have been the norms and rituals over there to keep witches. This is one case out of a million. Ayobami says the 3 actors in this rape case should be heavily punished. The least they should get is life sentences. I think YK has read some. Odo says God of mercy. Have you read that, YK? The man should just be okay. You have
that one.
We have to run up on this, but as I said earlier, we're happy that the first lady has gone to see the child, and hopefully she recuperates soon. I don't know how they're
it was 2 months ago actually. She's 8 months.
She's
now.
8 months now. I just hope.
I guess
she never remember. Well, she can never remember, right?
I think that solution, right? This system of government isn't working for us. We need to go back to our traditional system of government where our traditional leaders can talk to us one-on-one about our culture, our values. It seems we have lost everything. Materialism is now our culture to the extent that people are willing to do anything. And we don't even think for ourselves anymore. Whatever a spiritual leader says to you, everyone will do it.
And native doctor said. That's all we can take on this segment. Let's take a break. When we come back, our Let's Talk today is on marijuana and its effect on mental health. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back. Welcome back to Your View.
Thanks for staying with us. So marijuana in Nigeria is illegal, yet it is reportedly grown in many states. Report also has it that Nigeria is ranked world's 8th highest consumers of cannabis. Several studies have linked marijuana use to increased risk for psychiatric disorders, depression, and anxiety. Joining us is a consultant psychiatrist and mental health advocate, Dr. Peter Ogunobi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Good to have you again. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. Now, marijuana seems to be readily available in the streets these days. When we were growing up, was totally the things that was the omotas or something that get involved.
Did it in the dark.
You know, now everybody, you walk down the streets to the mechanic's garage, to the street corners, everywhere it's there. Yeah. And even your houseboy, not houseboy, your security guard, for example, he's taking this thing and you're smelling it. Yes, there's the argument that there are some health benefits. We don't know how true. We'd like you to come and tell us to dispel that if you need to. Okay. And there's some people that say that it's illegal in our country. It should be banned. What's your take on this whole marijuana use in our society today?
Thank you very much, of your crew. I must say that you've been doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, the truth is that people are not aware that we have Nigeria Indian Hemp Act. Wow. It was established, signed to law March 31st, 1966. It's been long, but if you look at it, it totally says that if you're in possession or you are found smoking cannabis, Indian hemp, or marijuana, the same name, you are liable to 4 years. If you are less than 17 years, you will be given strokes of cane without option of fine. And that if you are found to be cultivating or importing, is punishment by death or 21 years.
Wow.
It's there.
Okay.
You now wonder why up to now there have not been changes to that law, because all over the world
there were changes. Muritala made a change. Muritala made, if you are in possession, if you are a trader, you get 10 years. If you are a user, it's 6 months or 100 naira fine. Muritala actually made that change.
I'm talking of the fact that presently now, In fact, California, as far back as 21 years ago, the state of California have legalized it for medical purpose. Last year, Australia for medical purpose. 2006, Canada for medical purpose. We have more than 21 Western world, including Jamaica, Chile, Portugal, Uruguay. They have legalized it for medical purpose. That caption medical purpose is still debatable here in Nigeria, even though it has been found that it's true. Why is this so? Let me quickly say that cannabis, when it is grown, you can get more than 40 chemicals from it. But out of those 40 chemicals, 4 are prominent. The 9 delta tetra THC, 8 THC, and CBD. The CBD is cannabidiol. It is the one that does not, it is not psychoactive. That is, I want to break my medical terms. It does not affect your brain.
Right. Okay.
Psychoactive substances are substances that when you take it, go straight into the blood, the brain, then begins to change the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave.
Right.
But anything you use in your body that does not affect these nerves and impulses and everything, then you say they are not psychoactive. So it is that CBD now that many nations of the world have been using to treat cancer, spinal cord injury, intractable epilepsy. Even Israel is a leading researcher in that area. But for this purpose, we have said all or none. And then instead of us to preserve a cultivated land, a vast expanse of land that has been seized, barricade it, you begin to now extract and use it for that purpose. What do? We
take the easy option.
And you see, with that destruction, it has allowed, because I think the worst part about this thing in Nigeria is that they are now importing, and I think that is just terrible. We are now importing from America, and we are importing chemically processed, and it's harming our youth. It is harming our youth, whether we like it or not. This, they call it loud or be Arizona, they are importing it, and it is harming our youth.
The reason why they are importing is because it's believed that we don't produce refined cannabis. We produce skunk. Skunk is the one that has the THC that we have said, almost 20 times. Like the other ones, they have like 1 to 15% of the active ingredient. But our own is like 2 times more than the other, concentrated. And because of its concentration, there is a very strong link that it will cause emotional problems.
But I'm thinking that you are talking about it being legalized in some countries. Even in Canada, they're trying to legalize it in 2018 for just normal recreational use. So if they legalize it in Nigeria for actually for medicinal use and for science and everything like that, what would be the difference?
Well, the truth is that if you ride somewhere, maybe you have a building and you say, do not urinate here.
That's where people will go. Yeah,
so my position, and the position is usually that, when you say all or none, you must not be fine with it, and these people will naturally now navigate through. But if you clearly define a pathway, that don't do this, don't do that, these are because we still mention the consequences of using cannabis. But we are just starting off on the fact that, fine, people will hear this message, oh, cannabis, and then because she started with, oh, gone are those days, mortar and everything, and then people are like very defensive now when the debate of cannabis comes. And that's why I started on a very good note that there are medicinal purposes.
I wanted to go back to the foundation of asking, because I sort of get your sense of where you're headed, right? Why did the Nigerian government in 1966 make it illegal for production, for consumption and all of that? And with present realities in the world, what do you think should be the law today?
Thank you very much, Jumoke. The truth is that the case of cannabis, mental illness, and other forms of emotional illness is like, which one comes first, the egg or the hen? There have been lots of debates, even in psychiatric parlors, as to, does cannabis cause mental illness? Does it cause depression? Does it cause psychosis and co? And then people have looked at it in 3 ways. It could be that because people have mental illness naturally, and when they are having this illness, they are surprised. They did not begin to take cannabis to dampen the symptoms they are having. So we say that they are using it to reduce the symptoms. That is one way. So when you now see them, of course, mental illness, you also diagnose cannabis. You say it has caused. Also, some people believe that people are predisposed to mental illness. people have tendency, there is a genetic predisposition that
there's even depression self.
So because of that, they now believe that once you are predisposed, you may eventually live your life without having it. But when you now take cannabis, your predisposition, the risk factor increases.
Okay.
Why? Another school of thought says, fine, there are many causes of mental illness, but cannabis is
one of them.
So either way, there is a link.
Okay, let me.
And because of that danger,
he hasn't answered my
let
question.
me. Okay, but I wanted to bring it home to what every mother out there is worried about. We see young boys smoking. All you've said makes sense to some people. To others, the one is that it is wrong. My child is smoking Igbo. He's smoking weed. He's smoking marijuana. His lips are black. He's going out, hanging out with the bad boys. Now, we don't want to even think that this thing is healthy. We don't want to believe in any way. We don't care. Our own is that stop them. How do we get them? How is this affecting their mental capabilities? So, as a doctor, if a mother comes to you with a son in that kind of situation, what would you advise? How would we approach that situation?
Beautiful. Now, you know, we started on a platter of gold and then we are going to frank talk now. The truth is that every parent, everybody will be worried because cannabis does no one any good, except if it's a doctor prescribing it. The question I tell my patients when they come around is, and it's also is using it and everything for cancer, for epilepsy, and I ask, do you have cancer? Do you have spinal cord injury? Do you have epilepsy? Once you don't have any of this, then it becomes totally illicit, illegal, and harmful to the brain. Just as I've explained. If I'm ordinarily saying that there's a link between cannabis and mental illness, I believe mental illness is not a romantic term. It's something people should run away from. It affects your concentration. A study in New Zealand among over 3,000 students showed that for a period of 25 years, they discovered that there's a decline in performance. Fine, there's an associated. You may say, okay, there are other causes. So many psychosis. People will begin to hear voices. There's reduction in concentration. There's what we call immotivation. I have a patient I'm managing now for the past 14 years. He has not done anything. He just, okay, he stays at home, he goes to the garage, he drinks, he smokes, and he comes back home. What do you want to do? I will think about it. I've been seeing it for the past 2 years, and you know what, give me one more month. And that is what we call immotivation. The person will just have a poor sense of perception. He will not want to do anything. And because of that, positive contribution, unfortunately, it affects more of the youth and adolescents. People now at the age of 9, primary school, as bad as their values are lost.
But you're saying now that it's in school, we heard then that people actually take marijuana for them to read and for it to stay. That it helps people to be motivated. It helps them, concentration. It opens your mind to different ideas. Now, hearing from this angle, so how did people get this kind of wrong information?
Yeah, it's not a wrong information. When people take cannabis, immediately at that time, it opens their brain up. They are able to read. They perceive music better. They see color. The sense of time is as if the world is endless at that time. But when it comes to exam, it has affected your memory. In fact, it has been found that prolonged use will cause problem with memory. At that time, except you are writing the exam, and you are, in fact, there's a difference between you quickly reading now, and then when it comes to you bringing it back, one is totally confused.
So, excuse me. Just sorry, Jumoke, I just want to ask, solution. What about alcohol? Because alcohol has even worse effects on the brain than cannabis from research that I have done.
Well, alcohol
affects the liver.
A different topic.
Yes.
Alcohol affects the liver, you know, causes cirrhosis of the liver, you know, but it's legal. So
at a certain age,
at a certain
18 from 18.
And unit.
A certain unit.
Because there are breath analyzers that they will use. You breathe into it, and once it goes beyond that,
that's driving now. If you sit down in your house and you drink 1 crate of champagne, it's you and your God.
And then with consequential injury.
Let's go on a break.
That's what I'm saying. There are.
But the issue of alcohol is actually a big
It's totally different. Let's not bring alcohol into this matter.
No, I have to.
Let's take a break.
I have to.
When we come back, we'll take some phone calls and stay with us. We'll be right back. Because
stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Jumoke, go ahead, please.
Okay, so I just wanted to deal with the problem and solution aspect of marijuana smoking. Why are Nigerian youth attracted to it?
Well, when you talk of addiction, there are 4 ladders. The first is experimental use. Among friends. You want to feel. You want to feel. Some are very taciturn, some are very quiet. But when they take it, because of that boldness, they also want to be able to woo girls, woo ladies and co. So because of that, then some are into cultism. It makes you to belong. Then some want to do daring things. So because it affects your perception and emotion, when you take it, you do. And then later you may regret it. So because of that, experimental. Then after they are experimenting...
Let me pause you for a second. I have a call from Germany. I don't want to lose that call. Choice, are you there? Thanks for calling.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I really enjoy your show.
Thank you.
And I thank God that you people are coming out this way to teach the Nigerians especially.
Right.
And then what I want to say here is this. The doctor there is really trying and he's still hiding some things. You know, I know you cannot come out publicly and tell the people that you can take a little of it. It's good for the head. Because we in Nigeria will just rush into it and start smoking it. But the truth of it is that if people can be used to it by taking it little, not abusing it. The problem we have in our country is we abuse things.
Abuse. It's the same thing with alcohol.
Okay, you're right. Abuse.
We make use of it, we take it more than excess.
Right.
But little of it is good for the health.
Thank you very much, Choice. We appreciate that, but legally it is, I mean...
2 bottles of beer. 2 bottles of beer. Every day is good for the health.
All right, thank you very much. According to our laws, it's illegal in this country, at least for now. So for now, we can't say it's okay.
It's just like they say, a glass of wine a day.
Yes.
For the health.
But when you take a bottle...
Wine is not illegal. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. It's illegal. That's number 1. Then number 2, as a psychiatrist, I will rather counsel my clients on abstinence rather than tell them they should take a little. You know why? Gone are the days we believe that cannabis does not have physical dependence. That is, you can control the way you are taking it. Researchers now are emerging to tell you that a little today. I know friends, I know colleagues, and I know patients that they started with a wrap. 2 wraps. Then the body becomes tolerant that 2 wraps is no longer doing what they should do. Then they are now taking jumbo. Jumbo is like 10 packs, everything together. And now, before they take that jumbo once in a day, now they take it morning, afternoon, and night. Now they are perpetually, what has happened? From one, they have become...
Doctor, it's interesting you said that because I crushed my 6 inches on my right thigh and I was in excruciating pain for 8 months. And the doctor did give me
CBD
to calm, but it was based on prescription, and he was very careful that I cannot give you this anymore. You have to go through this pain because if I give you continuously, you become addicted to it. So he was very careful, and since then, even till now, I don't even use as small as Panadol because as I'm talking to you, I'm actually in pain because of the cold weather. It's freezing. I mean, I still have my metals there. So I know what you mean. When people have that kind of pain, you just want to try to suppress that pain. It's really difficult. But let me take this call from Kemi. Kemi from Ikorodu, are you there?
I'm there. Good morning.
Go ahead. Morning. Go ahead, please.
I first of all want to say something. Jumoke, please don't let anybody turn you down. Keep in the spirit you're going. Most of the predictions you made are coming to pass.
Very true.
Please hold on to it, to your faith. I'm just someone like you.
Thank you.
And I want to talk about the rule of law in Nigeria. You're talking about cannabis, you're talking about this. There is a breakdown of the law. If the government stands by the law and help us to put it in my own community, I'm like a freedom fighter. I fight against this cannabis, I call police. When police come in, you find that they are sitting down with them, collect money from these people selling it, and they go back. I have about 5-7 places in my community, young children smoking hemp every day. I whip every day. I go to the police, I've called on government, I've called on everybody. People see me as Jumoke, and they say she likes fight, she likes talking, she doesn't even want to do this. Please, the women should rise up.
Right. Thank you very much, Kemi. Very good point. So she's a parent, she's a woman. We feel the same pain. We
community leader.
The police.
What are they even doing?
Many of them are using these things. They are all using.
No, so can I just say something? Yes. Because the doctor had said something that if you legalize something, the use will become less. In Holland, they legalized. They were the first country to legalize cannabis. And what happened? The people of Holland don't.
They were not attracted.
It is everybody that comes now to Holland to come and smoke it all over Europe. It's now a tourist. So there is something about legalizing. And you're talking about police. They are human beings. They are human beings.
They have the same problems we have.
No, but let's not forget that this thing came in through, after the World War II, it came in through our security agencies, police, soldiers that traveled out of the country to fight the World War II, and they came back with this. They brought it here. So we shouldn't even be saying that, oh, they take it because...
Don't say that too. Our grandfathers, our forefathers were smoking.
They were growing. They were growing.
What are you saying?
In their backyard. Right. Okay. You're right. Yes.
The truth is this. Don't let us forget that our cannabis that we produce here in Nigeria, I call it skunk, is very concentrated.
No baton.
All over the world that we've mentioned, they've gotten a way of genetically affecting and modifying to make sure that the delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, which is THC, which is in fact, is the main particular chemical that causes this problem, takes away. And then they are trying to use more of the beneficiary part. Until we are able to do that, I think it will be done with caution to say that let people smoke and everything, because we know it will have impact on their health.
So I think you really made us understand it. So we have it in Nigeria, but the TCH we have here is highly concentrated. So currently we cannot in any way legalize it, because if we do, we just can't kill ourselves.
People will just run mad.
All right, go ahead.
Tarik's rule says marijuana is a curse to those that abuse it, while it's a blessing to others. Abiodun says start small, and in no time you become a heavy consumer. The key is abstinence.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Because my father was an unapologetic user of it. And to me, he was one of the most talented musicians to ever come out of Nigeria.
Why are you not using? It's a choice, right?
It's a choice.
Okay.
It's not, there is no...
Femi is not using either.
It's
so
a choice.
Take more tweets. Adebayo
no one has to land. She's going somewhere, right? Are you done with the point?
I know, I'm just...
Now, let me quickly say that. Auntie, let me say that.
No, I just wanted to, because...
Yes.
I have to tell you that this happened, and this was the result.
Okay, let me tell you, see, our brains, as we are seated here, our brains textures and everything are different. If I take this cup of wine, I may not be able to go out of this studio.
True, very true.
Yeah. Some can finish the whole 6.
Like YK,
and they see the play. It is therefore very dangerous, and that's why we tell you, we tell clients that we see, that you cannot. I know someone that has been taking it for the past 30 years, nothing. In fact, he's doing well. Meanwhile, I know someone that just tried one rap, and that was the end of 200 level. He was never able to go back to school. Our body morphology, our brain textures, they are totally different. And that is why you must know yourself, and that is why the best way is, should I try to now know myself? No. Or I should just, my people say, if you don't want to eat anything, don't smell
it. Adebayo says we have to discourage our youth from illicit use of drugs. It's not right and can never be right. Tima says, good morning to you ladies and our guests. I love this program. My crush goes to Mariah.
We have to round up.
Before you round up, I just wanted to say, a lot of these young children who are smoking it, they are not seeing any future for themselves. It is now for our governments to help them, to assist them. Because it is because they are not, even they have left their parents' houses. A lot of them, they are living under the bridges.
That's where values come into
it. Let me just quickly say that. Yeah, sorry, let me quickly say that. If there is anyone that is hooked on cannabis, there are ways out. Talk to counselors. Go to hospital. It will be taken out and you'll be rehabilitated.
That's all. I think we can end on that note. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
we learned quite a bit
Thank
from you.
Yeah.
That's all we can take on the show today. I hope you learned as much as we did. Have a lovely day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.